What if you could become unbreakable? Not by becoming cold or emotionless, but by becoming so solid on the inside that life's chaos, the rude comments, the unexpected bad news, the frustrating people, simply couldn't shake you. Think of a diamond. A diamond isn't empty. It's incredibly dense and strong, forged under immense pressure. Light doesn't break a diamond. A diamond takes in light and bends it into something beautiful. What if you could learn to do that with the negativity and stress of the world? This isn't a fantasy, it's a trainable skill. The ancient Stoics were masters of this. They weren't superhuman. They were ordinary people who discovered a set of simple, powerful mental rules for building an inner core of strength. They learned how to sculpt themselves into something as strong as a diamond. Today, we are not going to talk about complex philosophy. We are going to share 7 of their most effective, easy-to-understand rules. These are the tools you can use starting today to begin sculpting your own diamond self, a version of you that is steadfast, clear, and unshakable, no matter what the world throws at you. Rule number 1. See the fact, not the angry story. This is the most important rule, the foundation for everything else. Most of our anger doesn't come from what actually happened. It comes from the negative story we instantly tell ourselves about what happened. There is a simple formula for almost all of your frustration. Fact plus story equals emotion. The secret is to learn to separate the two. The fact is the objective, undeniable thing that occurred. It's what a video camera would have recorded. The story is your personal interpretation, your judgment, the meaning you add to the fact. Let's look at some examples. Fact. Your boss sent you an email at 7 p.m. Your angry story. He doesn't respect my personal time. He's trying to ruin my evening on purpose. This story is what causes the anger. The practice. The moment you feel that flash of anger, you must pause and separate the two. Ask yourself, what is the cold, hard fact here? The fact is just the email. The story is just one possible interpretation. Maybe your boss is just clearing his own inbox before he goes home and doesn't expect a reply until tomorrow. By seeing the story as just a story, not the truth, you take away its power. You can then choose a calmer, more useful story, or simply stick with the fact and move on. Rule number 2, live by your 3-word code. It's impossible to stand firm if you don't know what you stand for. In a world that constantly tells you what you should want and who you should be, you need your own internal compass. A complex life mission is hard to remember in a moment of pressure. You need something simple. The secret is to create a personal 3-word code. The practice, take 15 minutes today. Think about the kind of person you most admire or aspire to be. What qualities do they have? Write down a list of words like honest, brave, kind, disciplined, free, calm, creative, etc. Now, the hard part. Circle only 3. These 3 words become your personal code. For example, your code might be honest, patient, helpful. This code is your cheat sheet for life. Whenever you face a difficult situation or a moment of anger, you don't have to guess what to do. You just ask, what would an honest, patient, and helpful person do right now? This simple code cuts through the noise of emotion and gives you a clear, simple direction that comes from you, not from the outside world. Rule number 3, do small, hard things on purpose. Your willpower and your ability to handle frustration are like a muscle. If you spend your whole life avoiding any heavy lifting, that muscle will stay weak. When a real challenge comes along, it will collapse. To build a strong mind, you have to train it by intentionally doing small, hard things. This isn't about creating some huge, miserable challenge for yourself. It's about winning tiny battles against discomfort every single day. The practice, create a short menu of small, hard things and do one each day. When you take a shower, turn the water to cold for the last 15 seconds. It will feel like a shock, but you will survive. You're teaching your body that you are in control, not your desire for comfort. When you get to the office, choose to take the stairs instead of the elevator. When you're about to watch TV, Decide to read a book for 10 minutes first. Hold back on your first cup of coffee for an extra 30 minutes in the morning. These small acts of voluntary discomfort are like push-ups for your mind. They build the resilience you need, so that when life throws a real, involuntary hardship your way, your mind is already strong and prepared. Rule number 4, put your mind on a diet. You wouldn't expect to feel healthy and strong if you ate junk food all day. Your mind works the same way. We are constantly feeding it information, and much of that information is junk food, outrage-driven news, toxic social media gossip, endless complaints from others. This junk food diet makes our minds weak, anxious, and easily angered. To become unshakable, you must put your mind on a healthy diet. The practice: go on a negativity fast. For just one day, make a rule that you will not engage with any outrage news, you will not click on any gossip articles, and you will not participate in any conversations that are purely about complaining. Unfollow and mute. Go through your social media feeds. If an account consistently makes you feel angry or inadequate, unfollow or mute it. This is not censorship, it's curating your mental environment, just like you would clean your house. Choose your meals. Intentionally choose to consume one piece of healthy information each day, a chapter from a good book, an educational podcast, an article that teaches you something new. You are the gatekeeper of your own mind. By controlling what you let in, you take enormous control over your emotional state. Rule number 5, the my side of the street rule. So much of our daily frustration comes from trying to control things we have absolutely no control over. We get angry at the traffic, the weather, our colleagues' bad mood, or the fact that our favorite team lost. This is like trying to sweep the entire street. It's exhausting and impossible. The Stoic secret is to focus only on what you can actually control. The easiest way to remember this is the my side of the street rule. The practice: in any frustrating situation, draw a mental line down the middle of the street. On their side of the street, things you cannot control. Other people's opinions, their actions, their feelings, the past, the economy, the weather. On your side of the street, things you can control. Your thoughts, your actions, your choices, your effort, the words you use. Your only job is to keep your side of the street clean. For example, you can't control if your boss is in a bad mood. That's on his side of the street. What's on your side? Your choice to be professional, to do your work well, and to not let his mood infect yours. When you stop worrying about their side of the street and focus obsessively on your own, you reclaim a massive amount of energy and find an incredible sense of peace. Rule number 6, don't carry yesterday's trash. Holding on to a grudge or replaying a negative event in your mind is like deciding to carry around a bag of last week's garbage. It's heavy, it stinks, and it only makes your journey miserable. The other person has moved on with their day, but you are still carrying their trash for them. To be unshakable, you must get into the disciplined habit of taking out the mental trash every single day. The practice: create a simple end-of-day release ritual. Before you go to sleep, take 2 minutes. Find a piece of paper. Write down the one thing from the day that is still bothering you. The annoying comment, the frustrating moment. Get it out of your head and onto the paper. Look at the paper and say to yourself, this event is over. It now only exists on this piece of paper. Then perform a physical act of disposal. Rip the paper into small pieces and drop it in the trash can. This simple ritual sends a powerful signal to your brain. The issue is dealt with, it's in the past, and it is not being carried into your period of rest. You are deliberately choosing to start the next day fresh, without yesterday's garbage weighing you down. Rule number 7, use the helicopter view. In the middle of a frustrating moment, our problems can feel enormous and all-consuming. We get so close to the issue that it's all we can see. To regain calm and control, you need to change your perspective. You need to get some altitude. The secret is to use what's called the helicopter view. The practice: when you feel overwhelmed by a problem or an anger, close your eyes. In your mind, imagine you are in a helicopter. Begin to float up, looking down at yourself in the situation. Float higher, seeing the entire building or street you are on. Higher still, until you see your whole neighborhood, then your city as a map of lights below. Keep going higher, seeing your state, your country, and finally, the beautiful, silent blue and white curve of the Earth from space. Now, from this vast, quiet perspective, think about that problem that was making you so angry just a moment ago. How big does it seem now? Where is it? You can barely even see it. This exercise doesn't make the problem disappear, but it instantly shrinks it down to its true size. It breaks the emotional spell of urgency and importance, reminding you that most of our daily struggles are incredibly small in the grand scheme of things. This perspective brings immediate calm. Your first step to becoming unshakable. These 7 rules are not magic spells. They are practical tools for sculpting a stronger, calmer you. The work begins not with mastering all of them, but with choosing to practice just one. Your challenge is simple. Pick one of these 7 rules that you feel you need most this week. Is it the 101, see the fact not the story, or maybe the 66, don't carry yesterday's trash? In the comments below, make a simple commitment. Just type the number of the rule you will focus on. For example, my focus this week is rule number 5. This small public act is your first step in the craft of self-mastery. It's a declaration that you are no longer willing to let the outside world dictate your inner peace. If this simple guide was helpful, a like lets others know it's worth their time. To continue learning practical tools for a stronger mind, consider subscribing. Thank you for being here. The diamond is already within you. It's time to start sculpting.